Welcome back. We're joined by Terry Panuccio, Utica resident. She suffers from a rare, do we call it a disorder or a disease? Misophonia. Disorder.
Yes.
Misophonia. It is the hatred of certain sounds.
Yes.
And you've been dealing with this for a long time. Your family's been dealing with this for a long time. So
Yes.
you got in touch, you posted something on Facebook and got in touch with Dr. Oz about it, correct?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that journey.
I wrote to him about 3 years ago when my niece had sent me an email. She said, I think you have misophonia, because Kelly Ripa said she had it. And like forever, probably since I was 9 years old, certain noises just irritated me really bad. And with your family, it's easy for you to yell at them. And,
Absolutely.
But when it's strangers, you know, you have to, I use the fight or flight and I fly. I just get out of that situation with gum snapping or chewing loud. I avoid movies.
Just leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what are some of the other gum snapping? When you're at the movies, probably
Popcorn,
people eating
the popcorn.
slurping. What are some others?
Breathing loud, and I know that sounds terrible if people tap their fingers.
Right.
Just a lot of the smacking the lips, the chewing, snapping gum is really bad.
Now you said you just have to get up and leave the situation. How do you
I
do
do.
that if it's a situation you can't leave?
Well, that's what makes it hard. Like, I know at the movie theater, I can't leave, so I avoid going. I'll go once in a while, like to maybe a matinee where there's not so many people, but when I know it's going to be crowded, I just avoid it. My husband and I were at a restaurant last month, and there weren't a lot of people in there, and there was a guy across the room, he was chewing loud. And my husband said, you just got to stop concentrating on that. But it's not something you choose to concentrate.
Right. So yes, because we're sort of laughing, and I was talking to some of my coworkers, and I told them that you were coming on, and they said, oh yes, you know, like this bothers me and that bothers me, and we all have these quirks that bother us. But when it's the actual illness, it's that times 1,000. I'm guessing.
It is. It is. And then there's also times. For instance, 2 weeks ago, I went to get my nails done, and someone was snapping gum. And at first, I thought it was the nail clippers because that annoys me. But if there's a lot of noise, and I tried to distract myself, I couldn't. I ended up leaving, and then I went back 2 hours later. So it's people
Affects
that
your
know
life.
me, they don't even realize, because I'll just kind of avoid the situation. When you're home, though, with your family, it's easy to say, stop chewing like that, you know, or leave the room.
Right. What did Dr. Oz have to say about this when you went on the show?
I will say I was a little disappointed because I thought I was going to get more answers than I did. He basically said that lack of sleep, that adds to me reacting more. He said what it is our brains, people with misophonia, the brain processes the sound differently than somebody that doesn't have it. And then it kind of enrages you.
Right. So these are some of your pictures from your trip to the
it was
Dr.
a
Oz
great
show.
journey.
Just earlier this month, on the 8th, you were in New York for the Dr. Oz show. Didn't really, you know, address much, like you said, but did give you some tools, maybe, you know, like
And to know
you
I'm
have
not
to sleep
alone.
well, and then you know, yes, just the fact that you're not alone and other people deal with this probably makes it that much more comfortable for you, just comforting knowing that you're not alone.
And I mean, here's the dressing room. They gave me my own dressing room. There was hair and makeup and wardrobe. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience. And then I also did the segment with Dr. Oz and Nick Uhas, who is a YouTube sensation. And he also has misophonia, so he understood.
So talking with other people who suffer from the same
Makes
illness
it easier,
better.
yeah, because when you watch the show this afternoon, I had to send in a video clip from home, and I don't look like the nicest person in that video. So it's like, I don't want people to think I'm a mean person and oh, your poor husband. And I do feel sorry for them having to deal with me at times, because it's annoying, though.
But it's just like any other, you know, a sensitivity. You know, it's something that, you know, you learn to love it and you learn to deal with, you know, with the person. So very interesting. And I can't wait to watch it tonight on Dr. Oz. Dr. Oz at 4 o'clock.
Yes.
And we will certainly be watching to see, you know, what he had to say about it.
And he's wonderful. Oh my gosh, he is wonderful.
Right.
So kind.
And you're not alone, because a lot of people have a lot of noises that bother them.
Well, that's good to hear, too.
All right. Thank you, Terry,
Thank
so
you.
much for joining us. And tune in again, Dr. Oz, tonight at 4 o'clock. Coming up, News Talk, Lonnie Jenkins from the Utica Youth Bureau, live in studio. It's time to start looking for summer jobs, and this week is the perfect time to do so. It's a job fair for kids ages 14 to 24.